Have you ever wondered why so many older adults find themselves wide awake at 3:00 a.m., unable to drift back to sleep? You might lie there in the stillness, staring at the ceiling, questioning whether something is wrong with your body or your mind. But the truth is, this experience is far more common than you might think, and it's not just a strange habit or a side effect of aging. In this video, we're diving into 5 powerful reasons why people often wake up around 3:00 a.m. as they grow older, and what those early wake-ups could be telling you. Each reason uncovers something meaningful about your body, your health, and your life story. By the end of this video, you may find yourself viewing your sleep in a whole new light. These aren't shallow explanations, they're grounded in real biology, psychology, and the natural changes that come with aging, changes most people don't even realize are happening. We'll explore shifts in hormones, sleep rhythms, health issues, and even emotional and social factors that might be quietly influencing your rest. And we'll do it all with honesty, respect, and a deep appreciation for everything you've experienced so far. So if you've ever found yourself staring at the clock at 3:00 a.m., wondering why now, you're in the right place. Stick around, because what you learn here might not only help you sleep more peacefully, but also give you a better understanding of what your body is going through. Now let's begin. Number 1. Reduced melatonin production. One of the most common reasons older adults wake up in the middle of the night, often around 3:00 a.m., is due to a natural decline in melatonin production that comes with age. Melatonin is the hormone that helps control your sleep-wake cycle. It's often called the body's internal clock, and it plays a crucial role in helping you fall asleep and stay asleep. When you were younger, your body likely made plenty of melatonin every night, helping you enjoy long stretches of deep, uninterrupted sleep. But over time, your body starts to produce less of it, and that shift can affect how deeply you sleep. You might still fall asleep quickly, especially after a busy day or a relaxing evening, but by the early hours, 2:00 a.m., 3:00 a.m., maybe 4:00 a.m., your melatonin levels may have dropped too low to keep you in that restful state. You may find yourself waking up not because of noise or a bad dream, but simply because your brain is beginning to return to wakefulness without enough melatonin to keep you asleep. This isn't something you're doing wrong, and it certainly doesn't mean your body is broken. It's just a natural shift in your internal chemistry. What's more, your sleep environment can make this even worse. Even tiny amounts of light from a street lamp outside, a glowing alarm clock, or a hallway light can further suppress melatonin. As you age, your body becomes more sensitive to these signals, which can make those 3:00 a.m. wake-ups feel even more frustrating. Take Harold, for example. He's 72 and always thought of himself as a good sleeper, but lately he finds himself wide awake at 3:15 a.m., fully alert. He's not anxious, just awake. Once he understood that this was a normal part of aging, tied to melatonin, he stopped blaming himself. He started adjusting his routine, keeping his bedroom darker, avoiding screens before bed, and taking an evening walk to support his natural rhythm. These small changes help signal to his body that it's still nighttime, and while he still wakes up early on occasion, he's now working with his body instead of against it. That kind of understanding can be a game changer. When you realize that waking up early isn't a failure but a chemical shift, you can stop fighting it and start finding solutions. Awareness turns frustration into compassion, and it helps you make wiser, more supportive choices at night. Number 2. Shifted sleep cycle and advanced sleep phase. Another big reason older adults wake up at 3:00 a.m. is because their internal clock naturally shifts forward, a process called advanced sleep phase. As we get older, our circadian rhythm tends to move early. That means you might start feeling sleepy sooner in the evening and waking up earlier in the morning. You might notice yourself nodding off during a late movie, or rising with the sun, even when you wish you could sleep longer. This shift isn't just about habit, it's a real biological change, and it can become more noticeable as time passes. When you're younger, your rhythm might have aligned with a later bedtime and a sunrise wake-up, but as this rhythm moves earlier, your sleep window shifts too. You might find yourself falling asleep at night or earlier, without even planning to. So by 3:00 a.m., your body may have already completed its full rest cycle. That's why you might wake up feeling alert, even if it's still dark outside. This doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It simply means your body is on a new schedule. Think of it as a clock that's been gently resetting itself year after year, ticking forward a little more each season. And while it's not harmful, it can be tough if your lifestyle or preferences don't match this new timing. There's also a quieter, more emotional aspect to this shift. Many older adults live in calmer homes or spend more time alone. That peaceful setting can actually cause your body to wind down sooner, especially without the noise or activity that once delayed your bedtime. If you're no longer working or following a structured routine, the absence of those daily time markers like meetings, commutes, or social events can make this shift even stronger. Take Charles, for instance. He's 68 and retired. He usually eats dinner around 5:30 and watches TV before going to bed by 9 p.m. And sure enough, at 3:00 a.m., he's wide awake, not anxious, just alert. At first he thought it was insomnia, but after learning about advanced sleep phase, he realized his sleep wasn't broken, it was simply rescheduled. Charles began shifting his evening a bit, reading with a warm light, taking a walk after dinner, or calling his daughter for a chat before bed. These gentle cues helped him stay up just a little longer, pushing his sleep window forward. As a result, he woke up later and felt more in tune with his daily life. This natural sleep cycle change is something many older adults go through, but few understand. Knowing what's really happening can lift confusion and guilt and help you work with your body, not against. So if you're waking up around 3:00 a.m. and it feels like you've had a full night's sleep, your body might just be on a new schedule, and once you understand that, you can begin shaping your habits to support it. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, drop a comment with number 2 below, so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to click subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a helpful video. Your support allows us to keep making thoughtful content for you. Number 3. Physical discomfort and health-related interruptions. Another common reason older adults find themselves awake around is due to physical discomfort or underlying health issues that tend to become more noticeable during the stillness of night. As we age, the chances of developing chronic conditions or subtle aches increase. Many of these health challenges don't shout, they whisper. A sore joint, a full bladder, a mild back twinge, any of these can be enough to pull you out of a deep sleep. Take arthritis, for example. It might not bother you much at bedtime, but after hours in one position, it can build into just enough discomfort to wake you. For others, it might be nighttime acid reflux, especially if dinner was too late or lying down happened too soon after eating. Even dry mouth, leg cramps, or a shift in room temperature can stir you awake, especially in the early morning hours when your body is more sensitive and less forgiving. One of the most frequent physical reasons older men wake up at 3:00 a.m. is the urge to urinate. As we age, the bladder becomes less elastic, and the need to go becomes more urgent and more frequent. During the day, this may go unnoticed due to distractions, but at 3:00, in a silent, dark room, that urge becomes impossible to ignore. And once you're up, even just for a quick trip to the bathroom, your body may already be drifting into a more alert state, making it harder to return to sleep. There's also the impact of medication. Many older adults take medicines for things like blood pressure, heart health, or pain, and while these are essential, they often come with side effects, like increased urination, body temperature shifts, or heightened sensitivity to light and sound, that quietly interfere with sleep. You may not even realize the connection between your medication and your sleep patterns until someone points it out or until you begin tracking your habits more closely. Take Eleanor, for example, a 76-year-old woman who's always been a relatively light sleeper. Over the past year, she began waking up consistently around 3:30 a.m. After months of assuming it was just part of aging, she spoke with her doctor and discovered that one of her medications was affecting her hydration levels and increasing nighttime bathroom trips. With her doctor's help, she adjusted the timing of her dose, added a few small lifestyle tweaks, and now wakes up less frequently and more easily returns to sleep when she does. The key point to remember is that physical wake-ups don't mean your body is failing. In many cases, they're signs your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, responding, adjusting, and alerting you. These signals can point you toward better self-care, more informed decisions, and a stronger sense of trust in your own awareness. Waking up at 3:00 might seem like an inconvenience, but it can also be a gentle nudge, a quiet cue to check in with yourself and make changes that support better health and deeper rest. Number 4. Lifestyle habits that shift your sleep rhythm. Another powerful but often overlooked reason older adults wake up at 3:00 a.m. comes down to long-standing lifestyle habits, daily routines and small choices that over time, gradually reshape your body's sleep rhythm. Many older adults begin eating dinner earlier, winding down sooner, and becoming less physically active throughout the day. These minor adjustments build up and can send a message to your body that the night should begin earlier, which naturally moves your wake-up time forward as well. When life becomes quieter, especially after retirement, the body no longer receives the same external cues it once depended on, like commuting, errands, or engaging in mentally or physically stimulating tasks. Without those markers, the sleep-wake cycle can begin to shift. A peaceful evening with low lights and little stimulation may prompt your brain to produce melatonin earlier, inviting sleep even before you realize it's only 9. And once you're asleep earlier, your body finishes its rest cycle earlier too, leading to those still pre-dawn wake-ups, often right around 3:00 a.m. There's also a subtle link between food timing and sleep quality. Eating an early dinner, though generally healthy, can cause your blood sugar to dip in the night, especially without a light snack before bed. That dip might not feel like hunger, but it can still wake your body up. Likewise, caffeine consumed in the early afternoon may linger longer than expected, especially as metabolism slows with age. Even a slight alertness from that can leave you more prone to waking at small disturbances. Take Walter, who's 74 and recently retired. These shifts crept in gradually. His days grew less structured, his evenings more relaxed. He started eating dinner around 5 a.m., dozing off during the news and heading to bed by 9 p.m. Without realizing it, his entire rhythm had shifted. Soon he was waking around 3:00 a.m., confused about why he was up before the bird. After reflecting on his routine, Walter made some small changes, adding a walk in the afternoon, reading under brighter lights in the evening, and skipping evening naps. These tweaks helped shift his natural sleep window a little later, aligning his rest with his preferred morning routine. What's remarkable is how often we underestimate the power of routine. Our bodies crave consistency. Daily habits send signals telling your brain when it's time to rest and when it's time to rise. As those signals shift or fade, your internal clock can lose its bearings, leading to disrupted or early sleep. But by noticing these patterns and making thoughtful changes, you can gently guide your body back into a rhythm that feels more restful and stable. If you're still with us and finding this video valuable, comment number 4 below, so I know you're here. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content to inform and inspire. Number 5. Emotional and psychological restlessness. Sometimes waking up at 3:00 a.m. isn't about the body, it's about the mind. As we grow older, emotional layers that were once buried by the pace of daily life begin to surface in the quiet of night. These early morning hours, when the world is still and distractions are few, can become a stage for old memories, lingering thoughts, or quiet concerns to rise to the surface. You might find yourself lying awake, not because of a noise or physical sensation, but because your mind is reflecting, sorting through things you didn't know were still there. This kind of restlessness isn't the sharp anxiety you might have felt in younger years. It's softer, quieter, like a low hum, a whisper that something feels unfinished or unsettled. The mind, left to its own rhythm, often wanders back to relationships, choices, moments of joy or sorrow, and things left unsaid. And because the pace of life has slowed, there's more space for those thoughts to echo. It's also worth noting that loneliness can show up here too. As we age, social circles often change, kids grow up and move away, friends become less available. The daytime may be full of routine and light, but nighttime brings silence and with it, an awareness of what's missing. This loneliness doesn't always feel heavy. Sometimes it's just a quiet wish for company, a need for someone to talk to when the world is. Consider Gloria, who's 80 and widowed. Her days are full, she gardens, calls her grandkids, and watches her favorite shows. But around 3:00 a.m., she often wakes, her thoughts turning to memories of her late husband, or small worries she doesn't voice during the day. At first, she thought something was wrong with her sleep, but in time she realized her early wake-ups weren't about sleep, they were about her heart. To support herself, Gloria began keeping a small journal beside her bed. When she wakes, she sometimes jots down a few honest thoughts, nothing elaborate, just gentle reflections. She also created a soothing evening ritual, like listening to music or writing notes to loved ones. These small acts gave her emotion space and helped her mind rest more easily. The truth is, the heart doesn't keep a strict schedule, it remembers what it needs to. questions what it must, and sometimes does all that at 3:00 a.m., when everything else is quiet. That's not a flaw, it's a sign of depth. If you find yourself waking and feeling reflective, it might mean you're carrying wisdom that's ready to be seen. You've lived a life full of joy and loss, and those memories shape more than just your past. They shape your present too. Instead of fighting these moments, try meeting them with curiosity and grace. Ask yourself, what is my mind trying to tell me? What do I need to acknowledge? What part of me needs comfort right now? Sometimes the most healing kind of rest comes from honoring these thoughts, not pushing them away. And in doing so, you may discover not only more peaceful sleep, but a deeper connection to who you are in this chapter of life. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a quiet moment to reflect. What spoke to you the most? Was it the shift in your internal clock, the physical changes in your health, or maybe something deeper, an emotional rhythm that only surfaces when the world slows down? Each of the 5 reasons we explored today offers a different way to understand those early morning wake-ups. None of them point to something broke. In fact, they reveal just how responsive and intelligent your body and mind still are. You are adapting, adjusting, still growing, still evolving. There's a quiet strength in understanding what your body is saying, especially during those tender hours before dawn. Rather than seeing 3s as a problem, you might begin to see it as a message, a gentle invitation to pay closer attention to your habits, your feelings, and your needs. You are not alone in this. You're not the only one searching for clarity in the stillness. But with insight comes strength, and with strength, the ability to make simple, meaningful changes that support your rest, your comfort, and your peace. If you saw yourself in any of today's topics, remember you're not just aging, you're transforming, and in that transformation is a chance to rest more intentionally, care more gently, and rise each morning with greater understanding and ease. Thank you for spending time with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Please share one thing you learned, and how you plan to use it in your life. Your comments matter to us, and keep us motivated to create more content like this. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support makes all the difference. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.